Welcome to Trevor McCormack Music Podcast. I'm Chrissy Mack from Radio Northern Beaches, and I couldn't be more excited to kick off this musical journey with you. Joining me is my brother, the legendary Trevor McCormack, known as Mac, a true storyteller and music enthusiast. With each episode, we're peeling back the layers behind the hits, sharing untold stories from artists and exploring what sparks the creativity behind the music that moves us all. Whether you're a die-hard music fan or just love discovering new sounds, this is the place where passion meets storytelling. So, hit the follow button, share this with your fellow music lovers, and leave a review. Your support keeps the vibe alive. Turn up the volume and get ready to be inspired. And let's dive into the world of music together. Let's go. This week Trevor's unable to join us, but I'd like to talk to you about the death of the discovery. And we're talking about the way musicians used to be found and elevated and what's happening now. So imagine it's 1991. A scout for a major label walks into a dive bar in Seattle or a club in Manchester. They aren't looking at a spreadsheet. They aren't checking their phone. They're looking for a feeling, that spark that happens when a band hits a chord and the room stops breathing. Back then, the path to stardom was paved with gut feelings. If you were good and you played enough shows, eventually someone with a checkbook and a vision would find you. They'd take the risk, they'd pay for your studio time, your gas and your growth. But today, that scout isn't at the bar. They're in a glass office, staring at a dashboard. And if your numbers don't hit a specific threshold before they even hear your first note, you don't exist. Welcome to the digital gatekeeper. Today we're looking at how the music industry went from discovering talent to harvesting data and why the fair chance is becoming a relic of the past. Let's talk about the entry fee. In 2026, the industry has a new rule, de-risking. Labels no longer want to build an artist, they want to buy a pre-packaged success story. I've spoken to dozens of indie artists who have been told point blank, including my brother sometimes, come back when you have 1,000 followers or 10,000 or a viral clip. This creates a massive paradox. To get a label's help, you have to prove you don't actually need them. But to get these followers, you're forced into a different job entirely. You aren't a songwriter anymore. You're a content creator. You're fighting an algorithm that changes every Tuesday. If you don't have money to boost your posts or the time to edit 3 TikToks a day, your music, no matter how brilliant, is buried under a mountain of dance challenges. We have to ask, are we losing the next David Bowie or Nina Simone simply because they weren't good at managing their engagement metrics? Then there's the main stage, the TV talent shows. For many, this feels like the only shortcut left. But at what cost? When an artist enters the ecosystem, they often have to fit a mould. The producers look for a sob story first and a sound second. You're told what to wear, what top 40 covers to sing, and how to perform. But the real sting is in the fine print. Many of these shows require the artists to sign 360 deals. They might claim ownership of your song if you perform them on air. They might own a percentage of your touring revenue for the next 5 years. You trade your authenticity for a 3-minute slot on a Sunday night. You aren't being discovered, you're being processed. The most heartbreaking part of this shift is the loss of the slow burn. Think about the bands that took 3 albums to find their sound. In today's climate, they would have been dropped after the first single failed to trend. The algorithm rewards safe music. It rewards hooks that work in 15-second bursts. It does not reward the experimental, the raw, or the unconventional. by leaving artists to fend for themselves until they are safe bets, the industry is effectively sterilising the future of music. So is the fair chance dead? Maybe the old version is. But as the gatekeepers get more rigid, the underground is finding a new way to breathe. Platforms that prioritise direct support when a fan can buy a song directly from an artist are becoming the new dive bars. The question for us, the listeners, is simple. Are we going to let the algorithms tell us what's good? Or are we going to go out and find the music that hasn't been pre-approved by the data point? Thanks for listening to The Digital Gatekeeper. I'm Chrissy Mack, and if you've enjoyed this, share it with one person who still buys physical records. We'll talk to you next time. Now don't forget to check out Trevor McCormack's YouTube for Trevor's latest music video, which is going off. So don't forget to have a listen. And you can also go to Trevor McCormack Music for any podcasts that you might have missed. So don't forget to follow and share.